Welcome to a new episode of Unboxed Talks. Today we have with us Toby Hall, who leads the commercial agency division at Savills Middle East, advising companies across the region on office, retail, and commercial real estate strategy. Working at the center of Dubai's fast-moving property market, he helps businesses navigate workspace decisions between global markets like London and Dubai, giving him a strong perspective on how companies approach expansion, workplace strategy, and the future of work. Welcome to Unboxed Talks, a podcast by Unbox and Morph, where we sit down with operators, entrepreneurs, and creators who are shaping the region. Real conversations, real journeys, no fluff, no scripts. This is Unboxed Talks. Toby, pleasure to have you with us today on this episode.
Thank you very much for having me.
So, starting a career across different countries takes a certain level of courage. What initially pushed you to explore opportunities outside of your home market?
It's a good question. And I guess looking back, it was quite a brave thing to do. But I think at the time I was young and I accomplished quite a lot.
You're still young.
Okay, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. I was in my 20s, and I think inspired by a few friends that had made the jump to go and live abroad. Some that worked in real estate, some that didn't. I'd been to visit some of them. Went to visit one particular friend, James. He now lives in Dubai, in Vietnam, and he liked it. Had a good time. The real estate market seemed like it was a pretty exciting place to work, and he kept kind of saying, you should come and work here. And I was thinking, I'm happy in London. And I think it just got to a point where fancied a change and fancied taking a bit of a risk. It is a bit of a risk. You can't know what it's going to be like on the other side. And looked around the world, spoke to some friends in various markets and contacts. And I think, expats are pretty helpful helping other expats. They've made the leap at some point themselves. And Vietnam looked good, and actually ended up getting offered a job with Savills in Hanoi. So it's the second time I've worked for Savills, and moved out there in 2012.
It's an interesting change, basically. And you mentioned moving abroad and understanding risk or taking some risks. What did it really teach you about opportunities, career growth, and risk?
Yeah, it was a big leap. I was enjoying working in London. The market was good. I was working for a great company, and some great people. But I felt like, there was a lot more to achieve globally, and I think it's important to be loyal and stay with companies. And companies provide a lot of good companies provide a lot of chance to grow your career, but then you can learn a lot by covering different markets, different countries, cultures work in very different ways. So everything you learn in London can be completely turned on its head when you go to somewhere like Vietnam. And then I moved to Dubai, and that was very different again. Huge amount of cultures here, maybe 200 different nationalities in Dubai, all living and working together, all trying to make things happen, but everyone trying to do things in their own ways. And it makes things sometimes happen really fast, sometimes really slow. Every deal, every transaction, every project is different. It makes it super exciting. I think that's what I kind of learned, is that I found working in real estate much more challenging outside of London. But also much more exciting.
Interesting approach. And I can get that. Home market can be like easy to deal with or navigate, because at the end of the day, that's your home. You understand the landscape, the people, and everything that is happening. Now, moving to Dubai was a challenge, maybe understanding the mix of the market and its specifications. Any specific challenges that you faced? Any specific story that you would like to share with us about your beginnings in the GCC?
Yeah, I think you're starting again almost. So you have to be super open-minded, and you've got to be willing to adapt. You can't just come here and go, look, this is how we do things at home in my country. And I now say that about Dubai. This is my home. But you can't just take that and go and try and plug it in. We do try and bring international best practice here because London, in particular the UK, it is a mature economy. It's a mature market. Dubai is an emerging market. We're still learning from mistakes. We're still growing. It's been built phenomenally quickly. It's incredible how quickly this place has been built, and how quickly it can change. So I think you've got to be willing to adapt and as you move forwards and help our clients in the best way possible. And that's not a short. It's not a short-term piece of advice. When you're looking at commercial real estate, it takes a long time for developers to build, design and build buildings, 3 to 5 years. Companies, occupiers are making decisions for 3 to 5 to 10 years. There's a huge amount of investment from them in their people, in their fit out. That's important, and I think you've got to be willing to to change that and constantly be reevaluating. Like, are we giving the right advice? How do we help our landlord developer clients future-proof their buildings? Because occupier demands requirements change. I think working for a firm like Savills, we're able to tap into our global network, and also friends, and we've got built around the world. Talking to our clients, asking them what are they looking for now, what do they think they're going to be looking for in 5 years' time, seeing trends that have happened in mature markets, like London, like Paris, like New York, like Sydney, and then bringing those market trends here and helping, trying to help. Not every developer wants to listen to our advice, but trying to help our clients.
Talking about Dubai's commercial real estate market, and it is evolving rapidly for the past 10 years. From where you sit, what are the main forces that are driving demand today?
Phenomenal change. I got here in 2012. I was here for the best part of a decade, for 10 years. I did go back to London for a few years, and then I've come back again for my second stint, my final stint. I think, never say never, but, I think when we're talking to, our clients, I think it's important to be nimble, and, it is a fast moving market. They've got to be, super careful to not, value engineer really good things out of buildings. There's a reason that, buildings are specified and designed in a certain way. And I think sometimes things can get missed here, which provides challenges further down the line. A huge amount of growth in the last.
But what's really driving that demand for the commercial real estate market?
Well, the economy, the growth in the economy, the growth in the companies that are setting up here, companies that are here already, that are established, that want to expand. That's what's driven, the growth here. The population has grown in that 3 years I was back in London, in the last 3 or 4 years, 500,000 people. So, there's an impact on traffic. Everyone talks about traffic. I've always seen traffic as a good thing. Like, if the roads are empty, we've got a problem. Where's the commerce? We need people.
Talking about problems, currently we're in March 2026. As we're recording this episode, a lot of changes are happening in the GCC and locally in Dubai and the UAE. How do you see the market evolving, or what's the next steps for the real estate market?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great year so far. We've seen a huge amount of growth in companies, wanting to relocate or try and relocate. The issue, the Dubai market, Abu Dhabi as well, some other, markets regionally as well, is a lack of supply. A lot of the developers have, that sort of went into developing residential real estate, didn't sort of look at commercial. There was a lot of buildings that were not performing so well, commercial buildings, till 3, 4, 5 years ago. And so developers were apprehensive to develop new ones. I think what was missed is that a lot of the buildings that weren't performing so well weren't necessarily the right grade. Not the best offices that, the corporate, multinational, the big local companies wanted to occupy. And they're willing to pay more for better quality real estate, but it hasn't necessarily existed. You've got a 2-tier market of grade A space and grade B and grade C space. There's a big difference between strata-owned space and single-owned developer space. If you look at, I suppose the DIFC has performed the best of all the sub-markets.
And they're expanding as well, right?
And they're expanding. So, I worked on ICD Brookfield Place with the team there right from the beginning of that project in 2016. And, we navigated some difficult times. We went through the middle of COVID. The building was due to complete in 2020. COVID hit. The building was already 15% pre-let, but by that point, there was a huge amount of companies that we've been talking to for the best part of 5 years.
So what you're saying is that even during crisis or changes in the markets, Dubai is easy to pivot and is always up leveling in any crisis, in any era.
Yeah. I think, look, crisis creates opportunity, ultimately. Yes, there are some negative aspects to crisis, but we have to look at what's the best thing for our clients, and our clients in turn are looking for the best thing. And if it's a landlord developer client, they'll be looking for the best return for their investors. If it's an occupier, they should, and I hope that they are thinking about their people, because they'll be thinking about their clients, but ultimately they've got to make sure that their people are happy. Are they motivated? Do they want to go to work? I think we talked about did some research at the start of the year, and we talked about earning the commute. Like if someone's got to get in the car and go and sit in traffic for half an hour, which is stressful, to go to a place of work, they've got to want to go there. There's a global. I think we're ahead of the curve in from a hybrid working perspective here. There's a lot of people back in the office in Dubai. In the UAE in general.
Is everyone going back to the office now? And the whole, we witnessed during COVID, work from home and remote work was really a thing. And it kept echoing for, 1-2 years. Yeah. Do you feel like now everything's shifting pure back work from office? And
globally, I think that
it is happening then?
Yeah, absolutely. Globally, is we're in the office majority of the time. It does depend. There isn't one size that fits all. Every company has a different kind of thing that they want to achieve, and their staff have got different types of roles. But I think unanimously, every bit of research I've seen about people is that they need to be with their colleagues. They need to be able to see their colleagues. They need to be able to feel the company culture. They need to have somewhere to go that's not going upstairs to an office or a bedroom within the house. It's not. I don't think it's healthy. It's not good. How do young people learn if they're, trying to learn digitally and not, actually having face-to-face interaction? You can't replicate that organic sharing of knowledge and information that you get by being sat next to people in an office virtually.
Yeah, it's always different.
And
even productivity levels, team bonding, the whole outcome might change, correct?
Yeah, exactly. So that COVID thing, I think, partly, created this working from home phenomenon. If you want to have a quick Teams call and it's a face-to-face thing on a video, then that's a good thing. And if it saves time, if it's just a quick thing. But I think ultimately it's much better to have a face-to-face meeting. It isn't always possible. The client might be in Abu Dhabi or Saudi but I think it's so much better to be face to face with clients. We always prefer to go and see our clients in person, and COVID created that. There was a push after that for working from home for some industries, and that's taken a few years to sort of work through the other way. We're at the other side now. I think most people are 3 or 4 days in the office. I think we're 4 or 5 days in the office. It depends on the industry and the company and what they want the people to do. But I think the research suggests that employees are more productive if they're given some trust, and they're allowed to
the flexibility.
Yeah, I think people have families, and there's schools hours that need to be accommodated, and it's important that companies trust their people. But those companies are showing that their staff are more productive if they're given that element of trust.
Toby, what are you guys doing currently at Savills Middle East, and what role are you guys taking inside this industry, and with all the happenings in the country and the market as a whole, as in the region? Are you guys doubling down? What's your next steps?
We're doing lots of things, which are exciting. From my perspective, from a commercial agency point of view, we're talking to a lot of developers about the new buildings that are coming through. We're helping them design, and do the placemaking and make sure that those buildings have got the right amenities that encourage people to, go back to those offices. And they're trying to encourage companies to move. I think there's a lot of companies that are deciding that they probably need to change what they've got. Is it bigger? Is it smaller? It ultimately probably needs to look different from what they designed 5 years ago. Just what staff or employees want, what keeps them happy, that's changed. Can they move? That's difficult because we've got a supply issue. We've got a low supply issue. But we're coming into a new phase now where there are a lot of new buildings coming through the market in the next 2 to 5 years. So companies, we can get back into where we were 5 years ago, where companies could go and look at the market and get 3 to 20 options maybe, and look around town and go, what's best, and where's the transport connectivity, where are the amenities? At the moment, we can ask a client, like if they want to move, and they say, well, maybe we'll give them some options, and there aren't many options out there because the supply is so short, and the options that are available might be 2, 3, sometimes even 4 times the price that they're currently paying. So they don't necessarily want to move. Maybe they'll look at redesigning the existing office, doing something with what they've got, where they're protected by the RERA laws. But the next phase that we're coming into, which we're excited about, is the new buildings coming through. And we've got an occupier team that works specifically with occupiers and helping them decide what the best thing to do for them is. They're linked in, and so are we, with our design and our project management team, and other key interior designers in the market, to give them the opportunity to look at what that new design looks like and how that translates into productivity in their stuff.
And how are you personally navigating all that stress? I know you have a lot on your shoulders and basically on your plate. So how are you navigating all of that? Do you have any specific routines that you follow? Any habits that you can advise any other directors to follow?
Yeah, it's good question. I mean, I can't let all the secrets out the bag.
Give us some.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, you need a great team behind you. I'm very lucky. I'm privileged to have that. It's hard to find good people, and when you do, it's very rewarding to work and to be able to create a culture where everyone can thrive, together, and out there, and just making our clients happy, hopefully, and getting the right results. We have to be organized. We have to constantly be looking at how can we use data better. How can we use technology better? What platforms should we be using? What platforms should we not be using? We have to try them sometimes to work out that maybe they're not the best fit for us as a business. And understand that, and either try and fix it or throw it down and move on to the next thing, and sometimes that's happened, and we've done that with some of our platforms, because that changes quickly as well. The market that I'm working in now versus the market when I set a team up at the previous company I worked for, in 2012, 2013 is completely different.
It's different.
The way in which we do business.
Any health and wellness tips to share?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's important to keep healthy and fit, and we there's a lot of options to do that in Dubai. There's a huge amount of gyms and sport that's available. There's quite a few people in my industry that like a game of golf. I'm partial to that when time allows. And from that, it provides huge networking. When you get to know someone over a game of golf, or it could be a game of paddle tennis, you're spending time with them in a slightly different environment that's not sort of forced, but you're building a relationship with someone. And I've got tons of relationships with people that I've met over the last 10 to 15 years that I'm still really close to, and people stay here. It's a good place. It's an amazing place. I left for a few years, but we've all got our own reasons for these things. I made the right decision to come back, and I don't regret anything. I was able to learn a lot in London, to see what they were doing in a mature market, and what developers were doing, what tenants were doing, and I've been able to then come back here and bring some of that knowledge and expertise back, and use it to help our clients.
Thank you for sharing that, Toby. Before we wrap up, we have prepared for you 10 fire rapid questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'll do my best.
Let's do it.
Okay.
One word that describes Dubai's commercial real estate market today.
Fast.
A workspace trend that will define the next decade.
Hybrid working.
London or Dubai?
Dubai every day.
One leadership trait you value the most.
Trust.
A habit that keeps you sharp.
Organization.
Biggest
I could be better.
Yeah. Biggest misconception about commercial real estate.
That it's quick, but it's not. It needs to take time.
Morning person or night owl?
Definitely a morning person. I like getting up early. Dogs, gym.
A book everyone in business should read.
Oh, that's a good one. There's a few rude ones that I think I've read that I probably shouldn't quote on here. There's too many.
Name one.
The book about the All Blacks. I've forgotten what it's called, but it's a book about the New Zealand rugby team, how they train, how that translates into business. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head.
We'll find it and put it in the description.
Really
one skill every young professional should develop.
Face-to-face networking.
A decision that had the biggest impact on your career.
Moving abroad.
Move abroad.
Yeah, definitely.
Love that. Thank you for sharing. Toby, for founders and growing companies navigating workspace decisions as they scale, what is one piece of advice you would give them when thinking about their next move?
Find the right advisors to help you, whether it's from an agency perspective, from a design perspective. Use lawyers. They're all of these people in our world, in our community, are all specialists at what they do, and we love to help our clients make better decisions, because I think trying to go and do these things yourself sometimes can lead to problems further down the line.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks
it was
so
a
much.
pleasure to host you. As we're closing every episode, this is a message from you to the Unboxed community. In case you would like them to support you in any way, please go ahead and tell them how they can.
Yeah, I mean, come and have a look at Unboxed.
That's your camera.
I know it's some great space here, and you're opening up in Abu Dhabi and Saudi Arabia as well. I think companies are able to grow, adapt, bridge gaps, in spaces like this, and there's some other great providers as well. You guys are up there, top tier in what you guys do. So I think it's great.
Thank you for those kind words. But do you need any support from the community to Savills Middle East?
Well, we always need support. We love clients to come and ask for advice, and to hopefully listen to what we have to say. We come with data research driven advice. I hope we almost always get it right. No one's always 100% right. We're willing to be proven wrong in some things. But there's going to be some interesting times over the next few years. Estate markets move cyclically. Things can happen which change things very quickly. And we're there to help support our clients, whether it be from the landlord or the tenant occupier side. And we look forward to getting many more transactions across the line for those
Thank you.
clients of us.
Thank you so much, Toby.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.